On today's Northwest Cooks, Alex Gunn from Rogue Ales is going to be here. We're going to be cooking 3 dishes and they're all going to have a great alcohol association. We're going to start off with a shrimp cocktail that has their gin in it. We're going to move on to the mussels cooked in beer. And finally, it's the Kobe Blue Ball sandwich made with a hazelnut bread, which is cooked in beer. I've got my apron on, which means it must be time to sizzle. Welcome to this week's episode of Northwest Cooks. I'm Nick Miles, and our special guest today in our Bradley Design and Education Center is Alex Gunn. Alex, you are from Rogue Breweries, Rogue Ales, Rogue Breweries, what do we call it?
Rogue Distilleries, Rogue Pubs, we do a little bit of everything.
You guys do an awful lot. Yes. What do? You have restaurants?
We have restaurants. We have 10 restaurants, 3 breweries, 1 in Newport, Oregon, on the coast, 1 in Eugene, Oregon, right in downtown, and then 1 in downtown Issaquah, Washington, outside of Seattle.
Excellent. And you also have a distillery, because I see various gins on the table there.
We do. We actually have 2 distilleries. We have 1 in Newport, just about a football field away from the brewery, that makes a spruce gin, a pink gin, which is featured here today, as well as a whiskey made from Dead Guy Ale mash. And then in addition, we've got a distillery here in Portland that makes 3 rums: white rum, dark rum, and hazelnut spice rum.
All right, so today we're going to make 3 dishes.
We're going to start with a shrimp cocktail made with tiger prawns and a cocktail sauce that is infused with the spruce gin, or pink gin, as we're going to use today.
I like that already.
It's the same thing, but aged in Oregon Pinot Noir barrels.
Nice.
Second dish we're going to make today is a mussels steamed in Kells Irish Lager. Finally, the meatball sandwich.
All right, this looks great. So let's talk about the ingredients for this shrimp cocktail that we're going to start off. What are the ingredients? Go through them with me.
Certainly. I've got about a cup of ketchup here.
Now, you said some of these are actually in the gin. Is the ketchup in the gin?
No, the ketchup is the one that's not in the gin. In addition, horseradish. I'm sorry, actually, this is the other one that's not in the gin.
Okay.
Those 2 aside. Coriander, that is in the gin. Tangerine juice, I squeezed this morning. That's in the gin.
Nice.
Grains of paradise. Are you familiar with grains of paradise?
No, I'm absolutely not.
They're grown mostly in Africa. Okay. It's a spice that's often used like black pepper, but it's got a little bit more of a cardamom and coriander nose to it.
Oh, nice.
Ground ginger, and finally, lemon juice. I've got here some tiger prawns. These are 2125s, butterflied them, peeled and deveined. I leave the tails on, though that's your choice. And we're actually going to cook them up in a little bit of this. This is the Rogue Chipotle Ale. It does actually have chipotles in it.
Right.
So it is got a little bit of spice to it.
All right, throwing them in the pan.
I'm going to go ahead and add some shrimp here.
Oh, yeah.
And I brought plenty. Can never have too many shrimp. And you just want to make sure and get them all cooked all around, each side there. Shouldn't take too long. And then once they're going to turn red, we're going to splash a little beer on them and a little bit of lemon juice to finish them off. Gives a nice flavor, a little bit of spice from the beer, and a little bit of hops. Give it a little bit of fresh, citrusy taste, and then as well as the lemon, of course.
All right, so our shrimp are done, and it's time to put in the Chipotle ale.
Splash a little bit of Chipotle in there. A little bit of fresh lemon juice. There we go. And then finally, we're just going to put these on a plate over here, where we can let them cool while we make up our sauce. The next stage is we're going to make this sauce. So ketchup, a little bit of horseradish, that's about a teaspoon. Next thing is some ground coriander here. As I said, that is actually in the gin. Tangerine juice, grains of paradise, about a half teaspoon of ginger.
And then it's whisking those together?
Yep, and then you're just going to whip all this. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more lemon juice too. You don't need a whole lot here, so I'm not going to do this whole lemon. Probably about a quarter lemon is all you're looking for.
Now, while Alex is mixing those, I want you to take a look at this.
Good afternoon. Mark Brnicich, Cisco Portland with your cooking tip of the day. A buddy of mine who works at Zenner's, Dan, sent me with a bunch of samples of their different sausages they have out in the market. Some of them are cooked or smoked, and some of them are raw. And the thing about grilling sausages, and it's that time of year, is starting out with a raw sausage, people are a little skittish about doing that, and there's a couple different ways of doing it. And Dan and I talked about it, and either with a raw sausage like this, a bratwurst, you can go low and slow on the grill, okay? If not, what you can do is you can do them in water. Start out with cold water in a very, very small, low flame. Put them in the cold water and let them come up to just a boil, and then shut them off. Wait about 10 minutes, and you got a perfectly cooked bratwurst, chicken Italian sausage, pork Italian sausage. You'll be right spot on. And then you just proceed to grill them after that. And one of the things that you want to do is you don't want to overcook the sausage, because then it's going to make it mealy or crumbly and cause the juices that come out of it. And also when they're cooking on grill, you never want to poke them with a fork or a skewer. Try to use a pair of tongs and be gentle with them and just roll them. So once the raw sausages are cooked, they're just like cooking one of these sausages, just heat them all the way through. Mark Brnicich, Cisco Portland with your cooking tip of the day.
So Alex, there's one more magical ingredient to go into our cocktail sauce.
One last ingredient. Now this is the Rogue Pink Gin. It's the same ingredients that are in our regular spruce gin, but I bought the special bottle today because I figured it'd be a little more fun. Doesn't look like gin.
No, it doesn't.
The reason why, and the reason why it's called pink gin, is because it's actually aged for about 2 months in Oregon Pinot Noir barrels, featuring Oregon wines. And so it actually pulls a little bit of that wine flavor and color right out of the barrel.
Nice.
So I'm just going to add a little bit of that, and now that cocktail sauce is going to be ready. Well, we're going to do a pretty simple garnish. Basically, I'm just going to do a little bit of lemon peel and a little bit of cucumber peel. There we go. There we go.
Perfect.
Beautiful. So that's going to be our garnish. I'm going to go ahead and take some of this sauce. Bottom of the glass. Our shrimp. And then you can put your little bow
You want to put one more in it?
right in the middle there. And there you are.
There is a cocktail made with the spruce gin and the chipotle ale from Rogue. Now, we have 2 more dishes to go. What's the next one we're going to make?
The next one, we're going to make some mussels steamed in Kel's Irish Lager.
Excellent. And then finally, the meatball sandwich. All that and more when Northwest Cooks return.